Oh, great. Well, I know we still have people coming on, but I want to be cognizant of time because we have a lot to share and learn today. So I just want to welcome everybody. My name is Teresa Kittredge, and I'm founder of 100 Rural Women. And I just want to welcome, as I said, and very thankful today for this beautiful sunshine. It's given me a little new lease on life here. And I'm going to hand the meeting over to Rachel to get us started. Rachel.
Thanks, Teresa. Good morning, everyone. It's great to see so many new and old faces. So we're glad to have you all here. So we typically start our meetings off by just telling everyone who and what is 100 Rural Women. So here at 100 Rural Women, we see a future where more rural women lead positive change for themselves, their families, their communities, the nation, and the whole world. Our organization is a nonprofit and nonpartisan, and our mission is to serve and support rural women. And that's exactly what we're doing here today with the Rural Women's Breakfast Club. So again, thank you so much all for joining. We believe now it's more important than ever to continue to lift up the work of rural women leaders, share their resources, connect one another, and continue to develop as leaders. So that's exactly what we're going to do with our broadband connectivity webinar. I know all of you are super familiar with Zoom by now, but again, just a little tidbits, mute yourself, please submit questions. We're going to be compiling these throughout the entire webinar. So if you have something, please put it in the chat and we'll try to get to it at the end of our first portion. Share resources. We're always looking for more resources. So add those to the chat also, and we'll compile those and share those on our website by the end of the week usually. This meeting is being recorded and on the website after also, if you want to go back in and get some tidbits. So first, we're going to have Benya Kraus lead the first 30 minutes with preset Q&A. And during this time, Erica Bielen, another board member, will be compiling these questions from the chat. So make sure you put them in there if you have them. And then she'll be running the last 30 minutes and asking these questions. So I think we might have some interns on the call, and I would love if they briefly introduce themselves. I'm trying to see if anyone's.
Yeah, this is Teresa, and it's finals week in Winona, so we might be a little light on interns. So I'll probably be doing some populating of the chat, but also Erica, Rachel, I forgot to mention that you are a board member, and I know we have a couple of board members on the call. Can you guys just introduce yourselves quick before we jump into the meeting? So Erica, you want to?
Sure, I'll start. My internet just went unstable. It's kind of ironic. My name's Erica Bieland, and I work at the Region 5 Development Commission, and I'm one of the board members for 100 Rural Women.
How about you, Hera?
Good morning, everybody. I'm Hera Charlier. I work here at Central Lakes College, also on the board, and love this organization. And it's great to see so many people here today. So welcome.
Great. And then I guess we just hand over to Benya, who is a board member and who's going to take us through the next part of our webinar.
Awesome. Thank you, Teresa, and thanks everyone for tuning in. As Teresa mentioned, I'm Benya Kraus. I'm one of the board members at 100 Rural Women, but on my day job, I run Lead for Minnesota and Lead for America. So we're a nonprofit organization invested in bringing young talent back to their hometowns, especially in places where the narrative might mean leaving and not coming back. A great part of that job is that I get to do a lot of calls with both of the two women we're going to be chatting with today around some exciting broadband venture stuff. So before we get into that good nitty gritty work, my job is also to hype up these two ladies. So I'll begin first with Tina May, a proud native of Stacyville, Iowa. That is the part of your bio that I always begin with because I think that's awesome. Population, what is it, Tina?
469.
469, yes. And most impressively, the founder of the Brat Trot out in Stacyville is
how do I
Tina's
get
legacy.
there? I don't like
And if you're wondering what that is, you can just Google Brat Trot Stacyville, Iowa, and catch a photo of Tina's sister in a hot dog costume. But when she's not running the Brat Trot, she's also the chief of staff to Beth Ford, CEO of Beth Ford at Land O'Lakes, and leads a lot of their innovation and public policy initiatives, which makes sense because prior to that, she spent 12 years in roles around government and food policy, a Silicon Valley executive, and the co-founder of the first ever DC-based lobbying firm to incorporate as a public benefit corporation. So she served under as a political appointee for President Obama, the first as the legislative director for USDA, and then also the chief of staff to the US Department of Ag Deputy Secretary, where she managed the departmental implementation of the 2014 Farm Bill. I can really go on, Tina, with your bio, but we'll just pause there so we can hear also of another rural boss woman on our call and in our conversation, Bernadine, coming from the Blandin Foundation. And Bernadine, I didn't realize how deep your background was. Actually 15 years of working in the Soviet and then post-Soviet Union and working on those issues. So she served 7 years as diplomat with the US Department of State. And after the collapse of the Soviet Union, came to then run academic and cultural exchange programs with the International Research and Exchange Board, and then also after the Eurasia Foundation. Glad we were able to bring you back to Minnesota, where you're a native and now rooted in the Grand Rapids area and leading Blandin Foundation's public policy and engagement program. So we've got some immense bios here, but